All right. Welcome back to another messed up fundamental session. Really frustrating start to the week. Well, extremely frustrating. The only thing that that we have left that I'll be really interested in is this bounce off the 68% level. But if we don't get that bounce, then we will probably hit stop loss. And then we will be coming back towards the 200 exponential moving average on the 1 hour chart. Let me just see here. So yeah, we also closed below the 200 exponential moving average on the 30-minute time frame. You just quickly see here. Yeah. So yeah, I want to see a bounce off of this value area high of the original 68% value. And if we do get that bounce, we will see a promising upwards move. Um, so we call this absorption when we have a lot of selling pressure pressing us downwards towards a point of interest. You can also see with delta down here when we have really a lot of downwards pressure pushing us downwards, and then we fail to continue lower, and then the buyers just kick back in and we press higher. So yeah, fundamentals putting us a bit uh, backwards. And also the high volume area, resistance and support level. The high volume area, it actually also stood its ground and it beat the low volume area. Yeah, the fundamentals came out fantastic for the euro. I mean, the economic sentiment went up with what? It even beat the forecast. No, the fundamentals came out brilliant for the euro. And what I'm also not getting is GBP USD is not really pushing downwards that much, but we are seeing an increase of selling pressure on Euro USD, bringing us back towards fair value. Yeah, so it's interesting for me, but it's not the first time I've seen something like this. This price action actually, yeah, I don't even know what this type of price action is. We made a couple of barcode patterns. Um, I mean, it's just unbearable price action, but it's not a reason for us just waiting for this trade to kick us downwards and kick us out. So I'm really satisfied with my stop loss placement. I'm really happy about my stop loss placement. So just going to wait and see what's going to happen next. Because we might still see a bounce and we might recover here and push higher, perhaps going to the highs of the week, even the highs of the previous week. We might definitely get that nice bounce. And hopefully capitulation or absorption is kicking in over here. And then that's just a beautiful reversal trade. And that will actually take us also to the upside. Okay. So yeah, GBP USD also a nice upwards push, really nice upwards push. Not seeing that reflection on Euro USD as if currently. We had a couple of delta divergences, as you can see down here. Look at this over here at the bottom. Let's start here. You can see this red candle that we had. Okay, the quarter to three candle. Just look at that, and then we have a positive delta with green and a nice little wick to the downside. And then we had a negative one right around here, but price still remained above the 200 exponential moving average. Also a nice confirmation of a reversal. Looking at this highs, we might actually go push for these highs on GBP USD. That would also be really great. And then Euro USD should just follow along and get some buying momentum behind it. Okay, and then USD JPY. Okay, I did look at a sell position coming out of this previous week's fair value area, the high volume area. Then we went back in, and then we came back out again. I didn't execute this. This was just an idea that I have had for myself. But I would have taken something like this if I already was in the profits on Euro USD, and I could have secured at least take profit one already. But I'm not going to overexpose my account with these type of market conditions because I think it's just gambling. Um, and yeah, now you could also say, but Luan, this trade could make up for the losses on Euro USD. Well, actually not, because if I want Euro USD to push upwards, then we tend to see a downwards push on USD JPY. So yeah, if I want Euro USD to go up, I want USD JPY to go down. And if Euro USD tends to push downwards, then we might see a USD JPY push to the upside. Then I stopped out of both trades. Um, so yeah, it's just not worth it for me. But I am looking at this downwards move. Okay, back towards the 151 level. So 151 yen for $1. All right. And then jumping to GBP JPY, we also had a nice retracement. Okay, something that would have been really great is if we would have reached this low volume area again and then look for that another bounce. And also we reacted really decent from the previous week's point of control. These are the type of reactions that we do want to see at the previous week's point of control. We don't want to see the market to range around these levels. I mean, just look at that. We failed to close above it. We went below it. We went back to it and we went below it again. Like this is a beautiful barcode pattern that you do want to see, because it's at a point of a key level, a point of interest, which is the point of control. Um, so yeah, something that would be really interesting is if we can push back towards this low volume area and then look for that bounce back towards point of control. That would be just fantastic. And then jumping to Euro JPY, we had a bit of a downwards continuation. We saw another reaction at this high volume area over here. Um, Also something that's been holding up the past couple of days is the high volume areas. The high volume nodes that are really holding up quite decently. And just look at this price action around point of control. That's just like a bloodbath. This is super ugly. Okay. Oh yeah, and also GBP JPY is not creating new lows, whilst Euro JPY is creating new lows. Okay, even though we had good news for Euro JPY, we still pushed downwards. Um, we have this massive low volume area, almost like a no volume area. So a reaction from here on to the upper side, back towards fair value, that would be fantastic. Why? Why do you mean why? Why what? Why did the one market create a new low and the other one failed to create a new low? But it might have been because of the fundamental event that we had on the euro that caused a bit of, well, not slippage, but that caused us to sell off a little bit. And then we saw that continue. Well, yeah, now we want to see that reversal, the true reaction to price, good and it goes bad. Ah, that's a really good question, Sean. Um, After 7, 8 years of trading, I still don't know. I don't know why fundamentals comes out good, it's bad. The most you know common answer that I have to something like that is just speculation. Um, yeah, I don't want to say it's like market manipulation because I don't believe too much in market manipulation. But I think it's just a way for you know bigger entities. Maybe there's a bigger picture that we're not seeing. And remember, fundamentals, it's like a puzzle that you need to build. But each puzzle block, it has like 1100 freaking points that should go into the next one. And that's how it feels. Um, so yeah, maybe there's a bigger picture that we don't get, or maybe it might be the institutions that wanted to push price in the wrong direction in order to open up bigger positions or even more positions to take others out of the game. Um, so yeah, it might definitely be something like that. Got so many wrong. Yeah, fundamentals are really tricky. That's why only a handful of people are only relying on fundamentals and only trading fundamentals. I mean, I won't be able to only trade off of fundamentals. I've had a good bit of luck, I want to say luck, with the past CPI and NFPs. Um, because I think most of them actually gave out or came out as a negative reaction, and then we had that positive reaction. And I'm always waiting for that negative reaction. So it's just the way that how I've learned the biases. Um, I think they do, yeah. I think they do. The thing is, we will never know. And that's the fun thing about trading. You will never know. Listen, what's it going to be today? We can only know, listen, what will the impact be if CPI goes up or if interest rate goes up? We can only know what that means, you know. But if there's a broader picture that was painted for the institutions because they have contacts with per se like Jerome Powell, and he will tell them, listen, if interest rate goes up, it's actually not going to be that good. Um, and then we will be like, okay, but interest rate goes up, so it's good for the dollar. But then he actually said it's not going to be that good because of this and this and this and that, this and this and this, you know. And then they actually take the trade, sell. And we are just in the wrong direction the whole time. So it really, yeah, it's tough to only rely on fundamentals. I won't ever rely on fundamentals only. I'll have fundamentals to paint a bigger picture for me, like we had with the previous week on Euro USD or gold, with CPI coming out, with NFP coming out, the unemployment rate coming out. So yeah, but we are currently in a tight position on Euro USD. All we now can do is just wait and monitor our trade and manage our stop loss. The only thing you can manage here is your risk. Um, yeah, that's literally the only thing you can manage here. It's just your risk. So maybe stick to technicals and keep an eye on fundamentals. Well, that's what I'm doing. That's why I didn't really bother at only looking at this fundamental because if you look at the previous week CPI for the whole Eurozone, it's actually looking quite good. Um, and that's why we saw this nice upwards push. And also we had a few things coming out for the dollar. It wasn't too great. And now we are seeing a bit of a correction within the markets. But hopefully this fair value high holds price, and then we see a bit of a continuation until we at least just reach take profit one, because then we could diversify into other trades. All right, so yeah, that's going to be quite a tricky market, but really, yeah, really, I can start to feel it. I can start to see the bigger picture for the past 3, 4 weeks. Um, So I'm feeling quite good. And also, gold is at that, what was it, low volume area. Yeah, gold's at that low volume area. Beautiful bounce off of the new week opening gap. And then we are now currently seeing a reaction off of the previous week's, well, a previous week's low volume node, low volume area. Okay, that little bite in the volume. Um, Decent reactions, to be fair, really decent reactions. Are we going to see a bit of a range on gold? Who knows? We can only wait and see. All right. But there you go. That's going to be it for today. It's quite a really boring market conditions on the currency pairs. Really not satisfied at all with the current price action. But what can a man do? What can a man do? It's a holiday after it's the day after a holiday. Um, so yeah, I like this reaction. Like I'm in a position where I actually do want to get into another entry over here. Keep my stop loss at the same price level, perhaps only risk 0.5% or 1% on this trade, on this new trade, and then just target the same level. Like dollar cost average myself into this trade, but that's not the type of trader that I am. But everything is currently looking really great. Volume is picking back up for the buyers. Hopefully, absorption took place, and now you could catapult to the upside. That would just be fantastic, won't it? All right. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I will see you then tomorrow morning for our London pre-market analysis session. Thank you so much to everyone who participated. You must enjoy your evening, and then I will see you tomorrow. All right. Cheers, everyone. Take care.